Hi everyone, this is Chang from UA2's Dollhouse. This video I'll show you how to make a replica for the news collector Greta Gremlin. I'll show you how to make two versions. One is a simple doll made from this green Gorgon snake doll from Create a Monster set. She'll be wearing this collector purple Leopard print outfit. And I'll use Casta Fierce body, combined with Venus McFlytrap head to one more complicated doll wearing the red dress. I was debating myself a lot about whether I should make this doll or not, because I'm really against making a replica of something. I feel like it is stealing someone's idea. That's why I made the red dress version, and I didn't make the display box this time. But I saw a lot of people who cannot get Greta because of those scalpers who buys the doll just to sell it later for a crazy price. So I made this tutorial so you can follow to make one doll for yourself. If you're a collector, feel free to buy the original doll from Mattel for your collection. If you just want to enjoy playing with Greta dolls, I hope this video can help you. This video is gonna be longer than my usual video. I split it into chapters so it will be easier for you to follow. For the body, if you have the green Gorgon doll, you can just use it as it is. If you don't want to do so much extra work, just whack on the yellow paint on her chest, belly and calves, and purple on her thighs the same way as Mattel's original doll. Well, as you can see here, my life is not that easy. I don't have the complete Gorgon doll, so I have to repaint her whole body green. And if I have to recolor her whole body anyway, I might as well do some shading. The pink legs had some kind of fin here, so I cut it out. And I have to put the scale texture back by scoring diamond patterns on the plastic. And use the pointy nose of the knife to cut out little by little like this to make scales. For her hand, cut off her pinky middle fingers and use a Dremel to sand the sharp edge smooth. You should lightly sand the whole body, then clean with soap and wait for it to completely dry. Then give all the parts one coat of matte white primer. And put on 2 coats of almost neon green fabric acrylic on the whole body. And yellow on the chest, belly and leg area. Because this fabric paint is very thin, so I just use it as it is. But if you use normal fabric paint, you need to dilute the paint to a very thin consistency and use multiple coats. After each coat dry, spray on MSC sealant. 4 or 5 coats until the color is opaque. After that, use a soft round brush to shade the scale using soft pastel. I combine 4 shades of green here to achieve the look. Just randomly brush on the body and it will magically look great. Use a smaller brush to brush on a darker yellowish brown here for her belly scale shading. And use ivory to rub on highlights here on her boobs, clavicles, and waist here. After finishing all the hard work, protect it by spraying on Rust-Oleum, satin sealant, and one last coat of MSC. Don't forget to paint the nails red. For Casta body, I actually chose Casta's over Venus body just simply because of her big and rounded boobs. I think it'll look better. I used temporary tattoo printing paper and print out the design and cut out all the parts, leaving a little bit of white border. First, lightly sand the body. Then, peel off the clear parts. Stick the paper print side down on her skin. Apply a little bit of water and wait for a while. Then, peel off the white paper. The tattoo print should stay on the skin, and seal it with 2 coats of matte varnish. There is an alternative way to make the scale pattern on the body if you don't have tattoo paper. I'll demonstrate for you to see. Take this nail stencil with some kind of fish scale or a reptile scale on it, and use soft pastel to brush on the scale. This process is time consuming, but if you only have smooth skin to work with, this I think is the easiest way to make the skin texture that doesn't involve any sculpting. Peel off the stencil, and voila! You just make the first of a trillion scales. Face up time. Clean the original paint on those parts that you don't need, but keep the rest. Shield her face with 2 coats of Mr. Super Clear Varnish. Use yellow pastel to brush on this lighter part around her mouth. I paint this small half pearl green. Then use white pencil to sketch on her eyebrows. And glue them on to make the bumpy texture on her eyebrows and cheeks. Then, use white and silver to draw directly on her original eyeshadows. Then use this white eyeliner to draw her thriller. Lime and dark green on her eyeliner. And draw on her iris by the same lime and dark green as her eyeliners. Use black technical pen to redraw her eyelashes. And add a little gray shade. Add black pupil. And 2 eye shines here. Then use red acrylic for her lipstick. Draw on some white fangs. And 1 beauty mark over here. I 3D printed her ear. As always, all files are on the link in the description. And I also make a printing layout of the ear that I've already painted just in case you don't have a 3D printer. You can print them and stick to a piece of cardboard. Cut off the original ears and glue on the new ear like this. For the fancier version, I decided that I'll keep Mattel's design and just add a bit of shading, and I stick a nail stencil to her face and brush on some scale with soft pastel. Everything else is basically the same. And I changed her eyeshadow to purple like in the movie and add a bit of peach in the corner of her eyes. And I keep her looking to the opposite side of the simple version so they can look at each other. The bumpy eyebrows are actually yellow, so after gluing the half pearls on, I rub some gold acrylic on them. couple of different shades on her lips. And add the fang. Hair time. Cut all the hair really close to the head. And use a needle nose pliers to scrape the remaining hair inside her head out. I cannot find the exact green like Mattel's hair, so I used sap green nylon hair from OOAK. And I tried to dye it with hair dye, turns out it doesn't work so well. Green dye smears on my hands every time I touch the hair. Anyone knows the proper way to dye cheap nylon wig? Please let me know in the comment. I saw cosplayers dye her wig all the time, but I've never paid close attention to it. So, screw the nylon hair. I'll go back to acrylic yarn. I use this hook needle to sew gray yarn on her head like this. Spear the needle through her scalp, then push it through the neck hole. Hook one end of the yarn and pull it halfway through. Then choose a nearby hole to spear through the head again to hook the other end, and pull them together to make 2 even strands of hair. Acrylic yarn is thick, so I only hook half of the holes on her head. The head is gonna rip if I sew yarn strands too close to each other. After finishing sewing the yarn on the head, separate each yarn into 4 individual strands. To hide the plastic on her head, flip the hair in her part back and forth like this. Use a flat iron to straighten the hair. Because I want long hair, I don't pre-brush the yarn first. I'll break the yarn fiber and make it shorter. Then heat up a stainless steel chopstick to curl the hair. And do a little styling and the hair is done. Clothing times. First, the Leopard print dress. I made a separated video on 3 ways to make tartan fabric for dollhouse. I'll leave a link in the description. The easiest way is to print the pattern on heat transfer paper with a laser printer, and I use the fancy heat transfer machine at work to press the pattern on this purple satin, and wait for it to cool down, then peel off the white paper. Cut out this pattern for the dress. Gather this part in the middle and the 2 sides of the dress. And sew these seams together. Add a small black tulle stripe here. Then sew the top and bottom part together. Sew the Velcro on the back. And cut a zigzag line at the bottom here. For the black pattern petticoat, I cut out this donut-shaped tulle and used black nail polish to paint black pattern on it. Gather the inner circle and sew on elastic band. Try on the doll to see how long it should be, and make a zigzag cut that's sharper than the one on the outer skirt. For the red jacket, cut out this pattern on the red fabric. It will be ideal if you have faux leather. Hem the wristband. Sew the arm to the main body. And the collar to the main body. Sew these side lines together. Then hem the bottom seam. Glue on these 4 rivets. I super glue this fur, which is from my old scarf, on the collar. And use my cat hair clippers to trim the fur shorter. And the jacket is done. For the red threads, cut out this pattern on a piece of tulle and sew it directly on the mannequin. And use the same red scarf that I found at the thrift store. Cut out these lace parts and hand sew them on the tulle like this. Then carefully cut the red lace out of the tulle. Gather the bottom part and sew them together at the waistline. Sew Velcro on the back side of the dress. And sew the bottom part of the dress together from here to here. I sew on this big crystal in the middle and glue this iron-on crystal on the bodice like this. Then I place the back of the mannequin and lace up the back by this 2mm red ribbon. And the dress is done. Now, the leopard bikini. I cut out the sewing pattern and stamp the leopard pattern on this with faux leather fabric. You must use stretchy fabric to make them. Tie a knot in the middle of the bra and sew Velcro on the back. To wear it, you just tie another knot behind your back like this. Hem the top and bottom part of the skirt. And sew a Velcro on the back. And the bikini is done. Just simple as that. Accessory time. I 3D print all these parts. For her back, print this photo that I screenshot from Mattel's website. Paint the 3D printed back black. And add silver highlights. And glue on the heart here. Then use this stripe of faux leather on the edge like this. And glue a black ribbon to make the strap. And even a smaller silver ribbon here to make the zipper. For a lipstick, I take out my bra's accessories and find this one. Just paint it black and red. Or you can paint a toothpick black and red. And I also find these brass hoop earrings. Just spray silver paint on them. I have these hair clips, but they're not as cute as my flowers, so I just paint my flowers red and add a bit of highlights and shading. And add some glitter for a sparkling effect. And glue it to the factory-made doll hair clip. For her shoes, you can just use these shoes. Put a little bit of hot glue on it, and while it hasn't set yet, use the glue gun nozzle to whack the surface, like this. It will create a bumpy texture and glue the flower here. You can use the satin flower. I just make the most out of my 3D printer here. Then I spray them with dark green and add highlights of light green and silver and paint the flower red. This is the exact same mold of Greta belt, so I spray it silver and paint it black, leaving all the spice silver though. But if you don't have Venus bell, here's an easy way you can make it. Take this bamboo skewer and use a pencil sharpener to make the spikes. Spray, paint them silver, and super glue it on this piece of black leather. Then glue mini magnet on the back. There you have it, pretty easy. I found Gizmo 3D model on Thingiverse, prints him out and paints him like this. I won't bother you with the details, so you can just find any Gizmo photo online and paint follow his color by acrylic. And with that, my replica doll is done. Now, let's make the other fancy doll's accessories. Lucky for me, I found this pink fur at the local garment market to use at her boa. For her shoes, it'll be covered by the dread dress anyway, so I just paint Claudia's shoes green just like the other shoes and be done with it. And this brass necklace and earrings are perfect for her. While digging through my pile of doll accessories again, I found this flash that perfectly matched the flash filled with pink chemicals inside like in the movie. I just make the symbol and stick it on. Well, all done. Time to assemble the dolls. My niece is begging me to make her something similar to Mattel's doll for Christmas. She literally said that she'll never ask for birthday gifts ever again if I make Greta for her. What a good deal! And I think some of you guys who cannot get Greta can follow this tutorial to make one doll for yourself. See you next time. Bye!